Okay, sorry, I'm a little bit late. I got distracted by my other obsession, which is Magic the Gathering. Was looking for cards for my Sliver deck. I found a card that I really, really want for it. What is that? Congregation at Dawn. Search for 3 creature cards, reveal them, shuffle your library, and put them on top in any order. I could search for any of the cards that I can combo off with, pretty much with it. And yeah, uh, that would be pretty broken in the deck because I could find Morophon, any of my legendary creatures, and the sliver that bounces my slivers back to my hand, and I can just and cascade my entire deck. So I want that card in that deck. But anyway, we're back to Necromancer's Tale. See if stuff replenishes. Nope. Oh. Ooh, a leather hat. I want to wear that. I like that. I wonder if the outfits are different. Leather hat, leather coat, leather trousers, leather boots, leather gloves. How is my armor 66% leather? That makes no sense. Firewood. Where'd my mother go? She was just here. There she is. Mother. During the night, I dreamed I saw you talking to a strange person beside the fire. Strange, no, your father is quite well again. He was not badly wounded. I did visit last night. It seemed like someone who was threatening you. Oh no, he would never do that. Zerg loved me, and he will be back from the war soon. I hear they defeated the Lich, your uncle. I could tell she was not able to give me any answers. I was seeking. Stove. Oh, I can cook stuff? Let's do grease. Stirring instrument. Cooking pot. Cooking pot. Apple. I believe that's all I have. Let's add some lavender. Anything? I wonder if I just leave this. Whoa! I started a fire. cat again. Flat moaned at me, but did not move. I stepped away. Just go outside. I need to meet Albert as study. As I entered my father's study, I could see Albert was already there. He had laid out breakfast for me, though what I could stomach after so little sleep.
Can I help you, my lord?
I trust you slept well. I had not. I found it hard to sleep with the image of my mother fresh in my mind. It did not help that I could hear her periodically sobbing his name. When I did sleep, it was fitful and full of unpleasant dreams. I did not feel ready for whatever Albert in this day had in store for me. Mine also. I do not sleep well when your mother doesn't, but hopefully with your help we can make her a more soothing tonic to aid her rest. So the recipe, it is found in this book. He handed me a hefty tome, leather bound and aged. I opened it to see worn pages were filled with symbols I did not know and writing I did not recognize the language of. I sense mystery, evil in those pages. Albert turned the pages to one in particular, though I could tell he was looking for an image he recognized rather than going by words. This is it. Torpor. When he spoke the title, I realized I could make that out and some of the texts that followed it, despite still not recognizing the language nor understanding the rest of the page. Torpor, for resting thy enemies, be he of mortal nature, and unburdening their minds of memories undesirable. Thy enemies? A flourishing in the writing, whether the intended target, it has kept your mother's health the past 15 years or so. Take the book, Master Zerves, and read it over. It took your father some time to get the portion right, if I recall. Of course, I can give you what little help I can. You only need to ask.
Can I help you, my lord?
Can you tell me anything about the ingredients to process anything like the potion? Sorry, my lord, your father did not involve me in making the potion. It was a labor of love for him. Everything you need should be in the book. However, I only wish I could be more deciphered. What kind of book is this? I'm not sure. Some kind of science, I presume, though it might be one of the more arcane ones. What languages is it written in? I don't know, but perhaps there's something in the library here that would help. Certainly, if not here, perhaps the city's main library or father's. Where did my father get this book? Master Zerg had been collecting books for most of his life. Where this one, I cannot say. What was father looking for in all this? Your father has been collecting books detailing the stranger side. Could we discuss the household finances, my lord? How did things get so bad? Surely we could sell off some items. Indeed, and I am already making inquiries. If you would, please be patient, my lord. I hope to obtain proper price for some of the paintings and other things. Thank you. How did things get so bad? Did father not have military pension and independent investments? He did. I must be honest, though, I was never privy to your father's financial matters. I can only summarize that he had substantial expenses unknown to me. What about some of Father's wine collection? I am making inquiries, but if you are in dire need, you can make your own. Further questions? Business. Food. Can I just take it? You know what? We're gonna spend a point. Copy of Macbeth. Lame. I was hoping that would help me decipher the book. Painting. 2 portraits of my mother. I recall the more recent one being painted when I was last home. The one of her as a younger woman must have been commissioned right after, around the time I was born, and it always hung there. Even the older painting, I could now see a hint of something in her face, despair, perhaps, which I never noticed before. Journal. Found the means to decipher. I need to find a means to check with Lucas at the school. Yeah, I probably should go to work. Map. I'm sure I'm missing stuff by fast traveling, but as I approached the school, I could see one of the children was waiting outside. He was looking around, agitated. Once he saw me, he ran. Mr. Nick has gone missing. Master, Lucas, and Robin have been looking for him, but they told me to ask you to help once you showed up. They're searching all over the city. Where are they looking? I don't know. Maybe ask the others. Librarian, tall, clearly from the Ottoman Empire. He is an older man.
An Alstrad child, yes? I am, of course, sorry for your loss, but I am sure you did not come here for my condolences, yes?
I'm looking for a book on old language, rare one. What language? I don't know the name. Oops, writing. I show him the book. I reached my hand to the tome, but my gut twist. I felt the room close in around me. A strange look came over face, and it's as if he grew taller and loomed over me, a hunger in his eyes. His hands reached out, his fingers stretched out towards me. The exits were further now than when I entered, and the light of outside was gone. Those doors lead only to darkness. I managed to pull my hand away from the book. The room returned to normal. Looked patiently for a response. I don't have a sample. His eyes narrowed. A challenge. What language family are you interested in? I confess I feel more foolish at each question. I think what I seek is somewhat stoic in nature. Would that be a narrow search? Well, now the books you seek are restricted. I do not know you. These books are not just for anyone. Can I perhaps earn your trust? I have to spend 3 points to convince him. I'm gonna do that. Perhaps we can arrange a trade. What do you have in mind? You seek knowledge, yes. I also seek knowledge. Find me something I don't have or don't know, and perhaps then we can talk, yes. I had little idea, but perhaps I can ask. I coughed. Sir, I'm not interrupting anything, am I? He snapped the book shut. I know, just happens to the best. I had a similar. It's easy to get distracted. Yeah, I wasn't. You were admiring art? Yeah, that's it. Good day, sir. It's interesting that the library is the storage room. Again, I'm the Lord. I'm a royal. I can take what I want. There's a map. So we got Republic of Venice. I'm curious. Well, the Republic of Venice is also over here. Habsburgs, which was the Austrians. I don't recognize any of these names. I'm stuck. Diedrich. Out of my way, peasant. Out of my way, peasant. Diedrich. Diedrich, stop. Approach Diedrich with a smirk as he stacked books upon the shelf. Hello again, Diedrich. Zerves, find anything to tickle your fancy or still looking? Tell me. Library collection has grown. Okay. Says he would facilitate me if I could trade him something. Perhaps you can guide me. Let me think. Oh, I know. There's a tarot reader in market. I think she's from his homeland or something. He came back the other day angry. She wouldn't sell him a scroll. Once again, my friend. I know where she is, but she don't like me. I feel like they're in the cemetery. Let's go to the barracks. Not fast travel inside. Well, I currently can't find anyone to buy my junk, so... Tell me, what do you know of Nick? Not much. He scares me sometimes. Or have Lucas and others gone looking. I think they're at the barracks. Where did you last see him? But one of the others said he got up early this morning and left with something wrapped up like a gift. Could be. He does go all over. He's not supposed to. One time he walked all the way to the graveyard behind the church. The marketplace. His mummy lives underground there. Okay, I bet he's at the graveyard. What time is it? Morning? Okay. But before I do that, I want to go to the barracks and say hi to that soldier. You! When I finally found the herbalist, he was tending his garden, some herbs, yes, but it seemed to be more decorative than function. As he saw me, he stood and stiffened.
You're Zedek's kid?
I am.
Well, what do you want from me, then?
You know what? I want to ask you about my father's autopsy. He said nothing, so I carried on. Why did you perform?
I did it because I was asked to. Simple as. I got a letter from the head surgeon. No whys, just a request and a purse of gold.
That's a piece of work to you, then?
We're not all noble-born. Some of us have to take cash when it's offered.
What did you find?
You won't like it, but it was alcohol that done him in. Swollen liver, pale skin, signs of asphyxiation.
Sorry, that just kind of hit me. Because that's how my dad died. He had a stroke, but it was brought on because of swollen liver. Because he was an alcoholic. So it just kind of hit me. What was the state of the body? And when you saw
Stiff,
it?
decayed, liver bloated from too much drink.
Any other wounds?
You mention it, he did have a massive big spear through him that I forgot to put in my report. Christ.
What training have you...
Not as much as I'm sure you'll have wanted. But I know herbs, which means I know poisons. There were no outer wounds, so they wanted to see if what he's drank had been just alcohol or if there was something else in it. You won't like it, but it was alcohol that done him in. Swollen liver, pale skin, signs of asphyxiation.
He being dead.
Within a day of his being found. He'd been in the hospital for a while before they decided they couldn't take him, then a while longer for them to find me. Didn't want the task, but what could I do?
You didn't want it?
Yeah, I had this feeling in my gut that I'd be cross-examined by his kids someday.
Where was it performed if not at the hospital?
Back of my shop. Where else? I wanted to cut into him in the grim chamber, but the priest wouldn't have it. Thankfully, your father stayed dead.
Stared at him in disbelief.
He's dead. It was a fair concern.
And nothing else to ask him. Ask him about the shroud. Why? Funeral was rushed for fear of them doing something. It's unclear to me what exactly. I want to know if the real threat, and if so, to what level. If the shroud is still around, they ain't looking for a glory run just to get snuffed out doing it. Any threat from them would be hidden, surely. Anyway, didn't your lot round and rope them up a few years back? He grinned, a mouthful of yellow teeth. You saying you might have missed some?
Hello, dear cousin.
Nick often runs off, but he always returns until now. I'm sure we'll find him, Lucas. The guard here might know something.
The barracks are close to civilians.
Please, I'm looking for a young lad, an orphan. I'm told he might be around here. Round head, angry expression. That is an unflattering description of the boy, but not inaccurate. I know the one. Says he wants to be a soldier when he grows up, like his father, he says, but I haven't seen the man around since the 12th Regiment took that beating from the bandits a few days back. Most of them are still in the hospital recovering. Dead and then perhaps not. I'll check the hospital. I still think he's at the graveyard. Perhaps boy. I gave you a coin yesterday.
Can you spare a coin for a
No.
poor old woman?
I gave you one yesterday. Talk to me.
Your cards. I will not read.
I did not come for a card reading. No. You seek something I have. Yes, a scroll for the librarian. I have it. Do you know what the scroll contains? I do not. Do you wish to? If I am honest, it contains matter. All I care for is... must say I am intrigued. It is nothing to you or I. Harmless scroll, perhaps that of a madman, but in the librarian's hands, it can unlock a greater danger. As we talked, I looked inside her tent. I felt like she would part with the scroll. I just need to find a way to do so. Perhaps there is something I could do to offer. Then Drive. She was a mystic, a believer in tarot card and palm readings. To her, the paths are set. I just had to let her know this was predestined. Please, you can entrust the scroll to me. I think you know that to be true. This is the way things are meant to unfold. Perhaps I do want rid of the thing, and somehow I knew you were the one who would take it. I urge you not to pass it to the librarian, but if that too is destined, then here. Father's notes. Absent. An unsent letter from my father. Oh man, you owe me a debt and I intend to collect it. Week hence, I warn you neither to disappoint nor shortchange me. The result of either strange tome, Topar. Well, that looks like lavender. Well, that looks ominous. Interesting. And yes, I do see all the strange writings. To scroll. I cannot understand it, nor even its alphabet. I guess into the hospital we go. Thought I heard some scrubbling and low whimpering. Nick, is that you? I got stuck. I gave the child a hand. I wanted to bring him a gift to help him get better fast, but they wouldn't let me in. When the guard went to the pisser, I snuck into the yard, but I didn't find. Oi, what are you doing here? Grounds are closed to focus on military needs. Get out before I have you flogged. You should get back to school, Nick. The others are worried about you. Okay, sir. Sorry for the trouble I caused. Okay, let's go back to the academy.
Hello, dear cousin.
South of mountains, Roosfathan is rivered by several rivers and lakes. What's riven then? It means to split or tear apart, usually violence, but in this case, why not just say split then, eh? The other orphans burst into giggles. Lucian's smile was patient but clearly tired. Ah, Zerves, what meaningful timing. I was teaching the kids about the geography of our beautiful country, but I am afraid I've lost their attention. Teacher, perhaps their other teacher can get it back? You lost it? Think back, cousin. Where was the last time you placed it? Quick, children. I'm gonna do that. The children giggled, except for Leon, who scolded seriously as he looked under the desk. If you have time to tease me, then you have time to help me. To the south of is the mighty Adriatic Sea. How about you start your lesson there? I decide to teach properly. Spend. Recall some useful facts. The Adriatic is the northernmost arm of the Mediterranean Sea with over 130 or 1,300 islands within it. Its names predate even the Roman Empire, who call it the Mare. How do you know how many islands there are? Counting yourselves? No, not personally. Better go do it now. Lessons over, right, headmaster? Despite her teasing, the orphans seemed interested again, evidently impressed by my expertise. Nice try, Robin. Zerves. Please continue. Perhaps you have a story to share about the Adriatic. I decided to tell an impressive story. Invent an impressive tale. A merchant I once knew was returning to Rusfathan from the Levant. His ships weighed down with silk and gold, so much of it the water almost spilled onto the deck. As they passed the mouth of the Adriatic, they were so low that they struck something in the deep. The ship began to shake like some massive creature was rumbling its thick hide against the bottom of the boat. The crew insisted they raise all sails so they might outrun it. Children were silent, completely in caps. They raced and raced, nearly crashing into the dock when they arrived in Mares. The crew spilled off the ship, climbing over each other to reach land first. The merchant assisted there. They were imagining things, but when the dock crews inspected the hull the next day, they found a handful of scales embedded in the hull, each as big as my hand. To this day, the merchant is careful not to let his ship dip too deep when entering the Adriatic in fear of disturbing what sleeps there. The children were erupting. Now, children, indoor noises, please. You are still in class. Thank you for that informative lesson. I think it really sucked. Nick, what? He thinks he can just come in here and I'm supposed to like him because his dad died? Oi, Nick, that's enough. He's just some dumb rich kid with a drunk dead dad and a loony mom who'd be better off joining him. The room got very quiet as no one seemed to know what to say. Laughed in approval. Good for you, Nick. Huh? What? Why should I expect his respect without doing anything to earn it? You will usually get in trouble for doing it, Nick, but standing up to authority takes courage. Good for you. Thanks? Huh? I noticed Robin glaring down at her desk as the leader of the little troop. I thought it might be because she was used to Nick listening to her, and didn't like that he had a teacher. Lucas nodded at me in appreciation and then gestured for me to continue the teaching this morning. The rest of the morning passed slowly for me as it did for the children. Still, I taught with patience, and I felt that they were learning something.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
What work needs to be done today? Well, you've already done it. I'd like to collect my pay then. Yes, indeed. 4 crowns. Woo! So now the question is, where is the librarian? There he is. Hiding, and I can't get to him. This camera angle, I swear. Oh no, I broke it. I broke it. Well, he's hiding back there and I can't talk to him, so... Still morning. Let's go with journal. I need find means to decipher. I should find. It goes. Oh, I can adjust it. If I was an ex-gardener, where would I hide at? Let's go to... Not the graveyard. Not Eastgate. I'm at the academies. Let's go to the bar. Oh, it's locked. Okay. Herbalist. He's still recuperating. I know he's probably still mad at me.
Yes, what?
Never mind. Let's go and try to woo her again.
The barracks are close to civilians.
I taught me to know you. What do you do on your days
If the
off?
weather is pleasant, day by the sea
Where do you
there is a
go?
sheltered cove under protection of the city, nestled in beside the castle wall. It is a fine spot for swimming. Farewell.
Eric.
Good day.
Bye. I approach my uncle's keep. The guard on duty
You
called
there.
out to me.
His lordship isn't seeing guests today. Doors closed as he mourns his brother's death.
And his nephew Zerves. It's my father he grieves, so perhaps he'll see me. He's shirring up and puffs his
Sorry
chest
for
out.
your loss, my lord. Your father was a great man, and his death was a great loss. I'm under strict orders to not let anyone in, but I'll pass word to the Baron. Should he be willing to grant an audience, a messenger will be sent for you.
Tell me about yourself. Caught off guard by the question, he eyed me suspiciously. My name is Zerves, and I have served 5 years. Very good. When does he plan on reopening the gates? I cannot say, but I'd imagine duty will demand it sooner rather than later. I decide to leave. Characteristics. Trust. So workers are neutral. Education. Military, quite trusting. So interesting. So we got that. Maybe Apocrypha? Have you been trading? No. Do I really just don't want to go to the docks? I don't want to go to the cathedral. Already went to the hospital. Let's go to the market.
Your cards, I will not read. Your future, and yet I see that you will. Its bar carries occult properties.
I was
Through
hopeful
it, men
that
commune with their lord from beyond.
marketplace. Can't talk to him. You just sell food. You just sell food. Sword goods. shovel, lockpick. Ooh, a red hat. Oh, I figured out how to sell things. Oh, I thought I did. I already have a shovel. Ah! Lemon. Small formal shirt. I'm not that desperate for money right now. That is a weapon. You don't want the fork. Fancy dress. Ooh, a gold ring. I don't want to sell the party dress either. I think that might be all. I kind of want this hat, but I'm not gonna buy it. Okay, let's go the afternoon. Let's go first to let's see if the tavern's open. Probably not. Oh, it is. So that's the couple. Somebody I don't know. It's Garrett, Sophia.
You're back? It's been a few years. And you have gotten so handsome. I heard of your father's passing. Terrible thing, but it won't overshadow my joy at seeing you.
How have you been?
Oh, this and that. I never really settled on anything, being honest.
You were going to be an artist. What about acting? You were good at that. Rolled around and waved her hands
All
in the
the
air.
world's a stage, and the men and women merely players. Well, yes, I fear my stage career started and ended in my school days. The pinnacle was when I understudied as Hermia in a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream that ran in the northern provinces 2 summers ago. We even performed for Queen Olka. Well, at least my troupe did. I didn't tread the stage in many performances, I'm afraid.
She smiled
I
ruefully.
probably spend too much time in garnets these days.
How is your father, Sophia? He is well enough, thank you. In truth, though, I think he is still lonely after all these years. Despite his success tailoring and dressmaking business, he never really got over my mother's death. I'm investigating my father's death. Oh, really? Oh, that is terrible. I'm afraid that I cannot tell you anything, though. I barely knew the man, and certainly did not move in his circles. Even though times I visit your house as a child, Zerves, I swear he never said a word to me.
Ah, there you are.
Father. Aha! I'm looking for a man named Nikos. Nikos, sure, he comes in, sometimes quiet to chat. keeps to himself. You know where he lives, that I do. He's in one of the small houses tucked eastgate. I'll mark it on your map. My name is Zerves von Elkenstein. So perhaps you knew my father. I knew of him, if that's what you mean. Not really. I was hoping to learn if he drank here. Drink here? Not often. Look, I love this place I've put together, but I'm under no illusion that it is up to the station of people like Zerg. Yes, he'd come in from time to time, and bless him, he'd remember me from the front lines of those terrible times. Maybe that's what took him here, but was he here often? No. What did he drink? Oh, this one I do know wine. I know because he made me order the bloody stuff for when he come in, look around. How am I meant to shift that stuff now? She tilted her head, rolling it dismissive. My condolences and that all. It looked to me as though he was being framed and by somebody who didn't know his drinking habits well enough to imitate them. Did he come here alone? Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. He'd come to play cards once in a while. If we heard of a party for somebody he knew of the war, he'd come in for a bit, usually leave. Sometimes he'd stay. Who would he have come in with him? I don't remember. You know how many people pass through here each day? More than I can remember for sure. When he was here, did he get very drunk? Much as any man, some nights he would, others he not. Usually depends on what they come in seeking and if they find it. Nothing further. Might I sell you some fine wines? I'm raising funds for my household. There's no demand for that here. Okay. Well, I now know where Nikos is. So, map. She said Eastgate, Nikos. I knocked on the door. I come in. I enter to find the groundskeeper fixing up a pair of boots. When he saw me, he dropped his work in a panic. Likely he did not expect Noble to walk in.
Yes, my lord.
And he stand. Oh,
sorry for the mess. I wasn't expecting guests.
I thought this was a table. I didn't realize it was a carpet. I am Zerves von Elkenstein. I believe you worked for my family. His demeanor stiffened.
I did.
Did you notice anything strange in my father's final days?
Not that I recall.
I wanted to ask you what you found in the bushes.
What I found in the bushes? Your father and some bottles. I can't really recall much else. Mine's been worrying about how I'll feed my family since Hoffman let me go.
He was clearly looking for a hand-me-out. I cannot spare enough. 5 crowns. Barely. Nikos examined the coins I provided. Seemingly satisfied, he told me what he knew. That's where I found your father, as if he'd fallen in, whiskey bottles on the ground. What seemed odd to me was how tidy it all was, no broken glass, nothing else around the bushes. Not wishing to paint myself poorly, but I've had a fair share of benders. Never woke up to something as tidy as that. Tidy. He stopped to look at me for a moment, clearly trying to decide if he should carry on or not. I nodded encouragement. Well, I'd have expected some vomit or piss. I mean, if he drank himself to death, why, I understood it. People shit. I waved at him to stop. He had a fair point, but I didn't need a picture painted. Did you notice anything strange on my father's day, Afraid? I didn't see him much. He'd come to the garden, the odd praise of my work, ask about my family, all that stuff, but not often enough to spot anything. Sorry. Nothing further to ask. How much gold do I have now? Character. 16. Journal. I need to find means. Or the library and the cathedral. Do I really go to the cathedral? I really don't want to deal with you guys. I would rather have an evil Ottoman person. Where are you? Okay, seriously, where are you guys? Well, if that's the case... Sure you want to steal the brazier? No. Library. I'm stuck. Seated. Desk hidden in the top rafters. I was wondering if I could examine your personal library. I don't know, my child. Those are restricted books for church eyes only. Perhaps, Father, there is something I can do to prove my loyalty to the church. I decided to lie to him. You have 1 skill point. Since my time away, I found myself interested in rare knowledge, Father. I'm afraid that I cannot allow that. There are many books here. I am happy for them. Okay, evil Ottoman it is, because I'm not gonna join the church. Academy. What's the other thing in my... Oh yeah, Decipher. Okay.
Good day.
Your Grace, me once again, young sir. What can I do? I came here to thank you for the support.
Unrequired. He works hard. I respect that. I have use for it. He has earned anything he has received from me.
Did you know my father? He seems to have become interested in research. In his later years, I thought perhaps he'd come.
I had dealings with him, yes. Largely, I left him to his work.
What was his work? Do you have records of
We
the books
only
he sent?
record books that are borrowed, not those read here. We do not have the information you seek.
About the knowledge share. Yes, perhaps you have something for me. I have a scroll recovered from the Mystic Lady. Is it possible? Please, I must see it. This, I can scarcely believe it. You have impressed me, child of Zerg. Access to my library. Thank you, sir. Then he took the section hidden away in the back. He pulled out a handful of books and showed them to me. One had the same script as my own, an old relic from... I can never pronounce that faith. Zoroastrian faith? I apologize. I know it's a dead religion. I would kind of like to know more about that religion. Might have to do a deep dive on that, because that's kind of interesting. The script was called Zend, and it was going to help me cure my mother. Might I borrow this for a while? The old man stroked his beard for a moment and stared at me as if to read my soul. Perhaps you will share your findings someday. Yes, he nodded. Then, and I was free to take the cipher. I had found the cipher for my father's tome. It was probably best to do this work somewhere safe, perhaps my father's study. Journal. Cipher. Spellbook. Map. Home on the range. Copyright. Excuse me, mother. Deciphering pages. To decipher Topher while in your father's office, drag the cipher and the spellbook into the combined 2 slots. So, poof. We have Strange Tome. Manuscript. I had the book I needed to make sense. The strange old tome Albert had given me. I got to work immediately. This is the Necronomicon. As I studied the book, it became clear to me it was written in many inks and many languages on papers of various ages. The majority of the recipe and a few other scatterings throughout the book was written in Zend, the language I was now equipped to slowly translate, but if I wanted to understand anything else from this book, I would need to source further ciphers, but for now I carried on the task at hand. Oh, I passed out. Is this supposed to be my dad? Because that does not look like my character. I had translated everything from Zen. The recipe did not seem overly complex, though I would need to find out more about nightshade flower. The first page of the ritual described later in the Book of Seance was also partially in Zen. I would need more work to understand its full detail, though. So, journal. I need to follow the instructions in the book and brew some torpor potion to help my mother sleep. Recipe involves boiling nightshade flowers in grease. I must also infuse a cloth with lavender and wear it as a face mask to protect myself against boiling flowers. So I have the lavender. I have the cloth. So let's do this. I have the grease. Map.
Yes, what?
I'm looking. Where might I find Nightshade? What do you need Nightshade for? To think of an alternative use for the plant. He stared blankly at me for a moment, then nodded. You'd find some out at Dead Man's Gate in the Rocky Camber Inn. I wouldn't go alone, perhaps a soldier.
The barracks are close to civilians. Farewell.
Dead Man's Gate. Guard Gate. Gazebo approach.
Don't sneak up on me like that. You've added 4 years to me carrying on like that.
Is the gate closed?
Yes, of course. It's always closed. Unless, you know, it's open. I mean, sometimes we're ordered to open it, but not right now.
Such a smartass.
Open the gate. No, I can't do that. It's locked. Don't you know what's out there?
If I wanted to get out, I'd have to assume I was going to be safe. He seems like a man on edge. Perhaps I could scare him with the book. Maybe there's something I can do to make him feel some more safe. I was done asking about the gate for now. I leverage my military position. I'm not going to spend a point. Oh, but what if something happened? I can't have that on my conscience, no. I need to get past him. Done asking about the gate. Are you okay?
Yes, I am, yes. I served in the Lich War, and, well, the dead scare me. But we all have to take turns on the Dead Man's Gate, sadly. I never relax when stationed here. Oh, you're leaving. Are you sure you don't want to stick around until my shift is over?
Let's go to this graveyard and see if I can find Nightshade here. Nope. What about you? What manner of things?
This is an apothecary. Whatever malady strikes you,
I
I
went
can
through all
whisk up a
this.
tonic to soothe your pain.
I don't wish to know. I want to see your
As you
wares.
wish.
Lavender, mistletoe, fireroot, mushrooms. So I need Nightshade, Chapel and the Ruins Church, but on the Dead Man's Gate. This involves Nightshade. So I have to get through the gates. I really don't want to spend my last point.
Don't sneak up on me like that.
Get
Yes,
closed.
of course. It's always closed. Unless, you know, it's
Well, I
open.
need to go out. Can you
I
open
opened
it for
the
me?
No.
Seems on
I can't
edge.
do that.
Perhaps I
It's
can scare him with
locked.
the book.
Don't you know what's out there?
No, I don't want to do that. There's something I can do to help make you feel safe. I know I'm safe here. It's just my nerves. Perhaps you can get me a drink to help something take off the edge. Here's a bottle of port. Thank you. This should do the trick. Just be careful out there. Passing through Dead Man's Gate, I could see the chapel ahead, a place where once facing the chapel was the city's main cemetery. It was safe enough to visit here by day, but it was patrolled by Ghoulie at night. They came skulking out of the crypts and nearby caves to prey on unwary. I had never traveled much further from this direction, though I knew the southern forest was quite sparse and that the landscape soon broke up into a series of gullies and canyons near the sea. What is this? As a child, I was mortally afraid of this creepy statue, but one day my friends Philip and Sophia decorated it with garlands and spring flowers, and suddenly it lost its peace. Firewood. Pile of firewood. Southern forest. That's not right. Rocky caverns. That's in the wrong space. My research indicated south of the Red Brick Chapel. Should not expect to find the right plant until nighttime, as apparently nightshade only blooms at night. Edison, reek smell drifted to greet me. I imagine that I heard faint shuffling noises. I'm not gonna go down there just yet. I would like to not lose. Okay, so I go through this. Goes unsafe. Well, that's south of both. Must be inside the house. Wonder if I can grab it. Inside the city. Okay, I'm inside the city. Yes. Crap. I didn't realize it was morning. Academy. I'm sorry I'm late.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
What needs to be done today? I've already done it. I'd like my pay. Let's not do that. Ask me later. But it's morning. Well, it's afternoon now. Evening. Now it's night. Map. Dead Man's Gate. Black looking guard.
Hello there.
There's no time, especially alone. Small rock cabin, there should be nightshade. Purple bloom, nightshade. see something moving in the shadows that look like I would have to fight or run back to Dead Man's Gate. Bugger. Portrait. Points. Train. I already know all this. Why are you telling me this again? So, inventory. Character. Let's put the gun. Turn. Inventory. Character. Wonder what happens if I switch to this. Have 2 points left. We're not gonna reload. This is gonna hurt. Ooh, 16. What the hell? It didn't let me attack. I have a dagger. What? I lose. I should have ran. I'm running. Ow. God dang it. I haven't saved. Wow. Are you kidding me?
Ah! Don't sneak up on me like that. Yes, of course. It's always closed. Open the gate. No, I can't do that. It's locked. Don't you know what's out there?
Okay, so I'm going to speed up time. Speed up time. Speed up time. We're also going to save. Blah, blah, blah. I've already read all this. Nightshade. We're gonna go this way. So then I have a better shot. Oh, I just avoided the fight altogether. Inventory. Character. I wear that. Stove. Inventory. Have you. And you. Do. So now what do I do? Jar. Oh. I had the potion. I would bring Albert in the morning. Don't forget to put my hat back on. Journal. Okay, so it's tomorrow morning. I have a feeling this is not going to end well. Yes. Where is he? There's Mother. There he is.
Can I help you, my lord?
I have made the torpor and canted it. We should give it to Mother and let her rest. With all due respect, Zerves, we should test it first. This is your first time making it. We need to know if it's safe. You're right. But how do we test it? You'll find a person that sounds decide. It's not ideal or morally flawless, but the potion should. Careful if anyone spots you. Let's see, map. Where's the hospital? Hospital. Go.
Can you spare a coin for a poor old woman?
Same now. Okay.
Can you spare a coin for a poor old woman? Thank you kindly.
Okay, so I can't test it on her.
Sorry, hospital, you can ask, but I don't have an answer for you. I hardly understand anything the man says. Medical reasons. There, that's your answer.
Let's see.
Your cards. I will not read.
Journal. Unexpecting townsperson. Or an animal or myself. Let's go to the docks. What's going on here?
What seems to be the problem here?
See, it's an issue of paperwork. Yours don't cut it.
We have presented him with our papers, Captain, but he insists they're ineligible. They're refusing to allow us to unload.
What? Explain yourself, man.
It's simple. See this bit here?
Our country of origin?
Aye, that bit. That says you can't unload here without paying a fee. Sorry. Best pay up. We're up on your...
This is outrageous. On whose authority do you speak?
In this dock, I'm the only authority. You need to worry yourself. Sarah injecting myself into the matter to try to defuse it, but I could see the other dock workers are preparing to advance into the crew and decide it would be better to stay left. Let's see. Character. So, oh, I know who I could try to test it on. I don't know if he's going to be there right now, but...
Don't sneak up on me like that. Yes, yes. But we all have to take turns on the dead man's gate, sadly. Oh, you're leaving. Are you sure you don't want to stick around until my shift is over?
Docks Tavern. Ghost, maybe?
Yes, what?
The barracks are close to civilians. Farewell.
Let's go evening. Night. Go to the docks. It's the graveyard. in front of the house. Get down. So there's nobody there. Let's go to the tavern. It's locked. Fine, I will save the game. Get inside my house. Actually, before I try it on myself, where's that cat at? Okay, I guess I just try it on myself. I don't feel like. You can use custom portraits in the game by storing them in. Okay. I just want to use ocean. You have to be in my room. Inventory. Oops. Character. Use. Info. Combat. Controls. Object. Okay, well, I don't know how to use an item. Equipped weapon. Don't want it as a weapon. Hat maybe? Inventory. Advance. Let's find Albert.
Can I help you, my lord?
I should take some. If I was to test, this would be the best place to do so. Hoping I would not get injured in the process. My head started spinning immediately, so I made my way towards the bed. Game over.
I think Yes, I can see something.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I see them too.
We three have gathered on this cold and dark morn where the veil between worlds is thin. To call you here.
Ask them who it is. Ask if it's my cousin.
Announce myself. I am Zerves. In my home.
Interesting. I found no records of any Von Elstrick living here.
How long have you been dwelling in this place?
What has you trapped here in this place?
Capture. Revenge. Potion might be. Everything made sense then for a moment. Where I was, who I was talking to, I had it in my grasp, but only for an instant. It faded quickly as it came, and with it, the room and ghosts and everything. What was that? Constitution increased by 3. I felt weak in a way I've never experienced before, and sick to my stomach, and yet I felt my mind had been open to another reality. Still, at least I knew the potion worked, though I hoped the dream was not a common side effect I had to find. Alfred. Why are there books everywhere? As I approach Alfred, staggering to his feet. Alfred, what happened? I don't know. I had been outside assisting your mother in the garden. I came in here for a glass of water and saw some figures searching the place. Then I heard movement behind me. Felt sudden pain and darkness. The place has been ransacked in the meantime. I'm sorry. I don't know more, Master Zerves. It's okay. I have the potion for Mother. I tested it and it worked. Let's get her to sleep and we can assess this. Yes, of course. Seems you did it. This is good, but the ransacking of the house is concerned. Come, let's look at the mess. Who's left behind? I'd like to know what that was. You have any idea what this break-in was about? I know not, Master. Your father was much respected man, and yet there may be enemies unknown. Albert's shoulders slumped. He looked so tired. This will take ages to reorder. Albert, Fred scanned the books on the floor. The invaders had pulled out titles on science journals. They did not seem to inspect them thoroughly. A quick skim, discard next. Perhaps looking for letters or such hidden inside tomes, or hoping to find a lockbox. A particular strange book stood out. Its cover was made of tree bark, and the pages within were rounder than normal. Whatever had been used to ink its pages was thick and amber colored and shone like glass. It felt both old and primitive. I took it so that I could examine it more once this settled down. Portrait of Aldous Schmidt. That would have been useful. My God, they even ransacked your mother's room. What were they looking for? Jewelry? Didn't sound convinced. I had no idea who had broken, but before I could get too caught up in the figure, I needed to find a way to protect the house. Should they come again, I explained. Nothing in the toiletry. Nothing in here. Nothing in there. I pulled all manners of books down. There's that stupid cat. You. Of course you're sleeping peacefully. I'm stuck. Why can't I go up these stairs? So they didn't ransack this room. It was just the libraries. Huh. Work. Where'd he go? Did I get the NPC stuck? I think I did. Wait, what? How'd he get down there? I broke the game.
Can I help you, my lord?
Before you go about your business. Well, that'd be awesome, but you're currently clipped into the floor, and I can't talk to you. Yeah, he is clipped in the floor. And now he just instant transmission behind me. You have any idea? I do not. Your master was respected. Cloud of noxious gas, which may be bound to an area to protect it. It has potent effect on mortal targets, making them fall deep into slumber. Some bark of the rare devil's wood is required for this incantation. To bind the spell to an area, place the bottle of smoke, sprinkle with graveyard soil, and chant the words. I'm not going to try to read that. Bury. Also a personal item of whoever you wish to not trigger the mist. Devil's wood grows in the deep forests and hollows. This ritual brings a dead spirit forward to converse. I knew now what I needed to prepare the protection ritual. It appeared to be a relative benign incantation which would protect our home. The most difficult item would surely be the substance called Devil's Wood, I informed. Albert then set him to the task of restoring the house. Should check in with Lucas. I need to gather components. Forgiveness ritual. Grapefruit soil. And my mother. I need to ask Albert and my mother for personal artifacts. First things first, I need to go to work.
There he is.
I had not heard that voice in many years. It was as deep and commanding as I recalled, and now I heard it or imagined a sadness in it. Uncle Zerves.
My dear, it is good to see you. I should have come sooner to visit, but I have been avoiding this place. It's hard to be here and know that my brother is not, will never be again. Mirabelle and I are heartbroken.
Thank you, Uncle. And how is Aunt Belle? Travis paused briefly but did not
You
answer.
left word for me with my gateman, I know, but I was not ready.
He inhaled deeply and looked at the house.
In truth, I am not, but today, when Willard brought news of the break-in, I had to come.
Interesting, it just happened. So William, my childhood foe, had grown to be the captain of the guard. He had turned out well, strong of jaw and kind-eyed. At the mention of his name, he stepped forward and nodded.
3 people were spotted leaving this area. They were dressed in black and moved as if to avoid being seen, but also moving as if in a rush. Their urgency drew the attention of a passing worker, however, who brought word to a nearby guard. The area was searched, but nobody was found. In that time, it was brought to my attention, and I knew his lordship would want to know immediately.
Uncle was clearly agitated at
I
this.
knew it. I knew the Shroud would rear their heads. I thought they would strike his grim, but here... It never occurred to me.
Perhaps, my lord. But we get ahead of ourselves. They were seen in this area, but we don't know if they came from here. Perhaps the good master can confirm.
If they came by here, we heard nothing. I'll just tell them the truth.
Was anyone hurt? Is Juliana okay?
No one was badly hurt.
Willard,
thankfully.
see to it that a guard is posted here. I should go in and see her. Please, excuse me.
Master Van Elstrick.
Doing well for yourself. You're too kind, Zerves. It is good to see you. I wish it was under better circumstances. I looked up to your father. He was a great man. You have my deepest condolences. You honor him with both your words. You honor him and me with your words. I think guards will be posted along. This is for your uncle to say perhaps a few days. If there's no other occurrences, perhaps less. Seeing as you are home, he may be happy to leave you to protect the household. He's heard tell of your terms of duty and has been, in his own way, proud. By Captain. So let's go. Well, I said I'm going to work first.
Hello, dear cousin.
Hello, children. It's good to see you. Once a year or so, Father comes visit to hear confession. A teacher stays with the children to support and guide them. This was the man who had performed my father's hurried last rites. It occurred to me that this could be an opportunity to get some useful out of him. My mother has twisted my arm into joining her and father for lunch, so you'll be on your own. And afterwards, please teach class. This is a shame, my child. I suppose Zerves and I will have to enjoy by ourselves the treat I brought us for after lunch. Same gingerbread as last time. Shame indeed. Thank you, Zerves, father. As Lucas departed, father turned his wide, sweet smile on me. It was always so intense, too much honey dripped into bitter tea to hide the taste. While I settle in, could you fetch the children? Let us begin with young Robin. I'm up first, huh? I mentioned Robin to the priest and sat her down in the chair in front of him. The small screen between them did not quite replicate the intimacy or privacy of a true confessional. So, how have you been? Well, I really wish this was voice acted right now. Well, and I thank you for your concern, child, but did your headmaster and I not show you how to undertake confession just this morning again? Robin's sigh was dramatic. I was certain any theater would have been eager to have her join their company. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. My last confession was, well, you probably remember better than me. That was a good effort, my child. Robin smirked and crossed her arms, very intentionally remaining silent. Silence, good choice. Robin looked at me with a conspiring smirk, which I happily returned. Is that all you have to say, my child? I can't remember any, but if you like, I'm sorry for all the sins and such. Your penance, my child, shall be to visit the church each day after your classes are finished for 1 week. There you will spend 2 hours giving thanks for the pardon you have been given for your sins, and will ask Jesus for aid. Robin's expression scoured. She let out an annoyed sigh and shut her eyes. I'm sorry for my sins with all my heart, God. With your help, I'll stop sinning. Am I going to have to do this with every child? I'm just going to speed through this. Robin hopped to her seat, eager. Most of the flock are only so tight-lipped when they have something to hide. Perhaps with your help I can convince them to unburden their sin. I leave it up to you, my child.
My child?
What's the purpose of the confession? What was my father's? It's your turn. Every day the baker sells these meat buns. I don't have money to buy them. I'm not going to go through each and every one of these sins. Centered. I bit while he was beating me. First time it was because I got maladied, but for the last year, he just reminds me it's not like anyone will do anything about it. And I broke some Turkish kid's nose this week, but he was asking for it. Son of wrath. Yes, I'm just speeding through this.
My child.
That was everyone. We're done. Oh dear, I was certain I had one more. Reach.
So, what can I do for you, dear cousin?
Collect my pay then. All 4 crowns. Woo! Map. Graveyard. Okay, so first complaint. If I have an item, just let me. I got the grave. What's up? So I need. I guess I can take the shovel. I seek knowledge of the Devil's Wood. That's not something I've encountered. You should try the retired herbalist, a wise moment. Alas, her health is failing. I advise you talk to her to Diedrich. Queen. I don't think he's gonna really want to talk to me, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Yes, what?
Do you know what? What now? Sure. He sighed, a tired look on his face. Look, maybe ask Skirt about it. The young forester, he knows all about the types of trees around here. At the name, I was speechless. Skirt was rumored to be my father's illegitimate son, although we have never met, so he became a forester. You know where I might find him? Tavern near the docks. Tavern. He drinks here. He does, but not during the day. Try it in the evening. The academy. I know Dirk is here. Oh, he's coming to me. Cool.
Hello.
Right there. Do you know the substance named Devil's Wood? No, I do not. Scratched his head thoughtfully. Perhaps my grandmother does. It sounds like a tree of some sort, doesn't it? Look, why don't you come over to the house in the morning? She'd love to see you, I'm sure. What time is it? Afternoon. Yes. Yes. this afternoon. I currently cannot advance time. And now I have guards. Awesome.
Master Van Elstrick.
Wonder if you can tell me why my father's likely no more. Just... You don't agree? I carry myself that poorly? No, I'm less convinced. And we had guards on extra duty. Truthfully, I would have waited for your return. Your uncle is a man of sound and solid mind, but in this regard, he allows his judgment to be clouded by the past. He went quiet and then looked away. Those were terrible times. You were lucky to be away. Zeal, no. Yes, it is I, Julia, my dear. Are you alright? I don't know. I cannot seem to think straight since his passing. Zerves has returned. He would love to see you. We were worried. Look at me and smiled at her. Yes, I would like that. Tell him I look forward to seeing him. And tell my dear brother-in-law I was... Anger flashed across my uncle's face for the second time. Then he relaxed, moved. Then there was moved then to small talk, asking, "Can I offer his lordship anything?" "No, thank you. I should not be staying long. I've spent too long mourning my brother. Now the terrible break-in." I left him to the conversation.
Oh, hello.
The heat serves me as tears. Ask her. I need to ask her for a personal item against something special. Why, you're the most special thing. No, I meant an item, something. I think I need to rest. Another way. Let's just try it again. He is not happy. Can you see he's not happy? His brother saw so much. Are you talking about the blacksmith? Is he unhappy? Yes, poor Jacob. His brother's ambition left him tending iron. He must find comfort somewhere. She shook her head. I was just headed to the kitchen, my boy. I can't remember why. Perhaps to fetch something for Aunt Belle. She must have left. A little bit away, I suppose it's possible. She has a habit of disappearing when she's unhappy, just like her husband. What a strange woman. Robbery scene. Robbery, no. Still have all my jewelry, thank you. And the cards, such lovely cards, all in their place. Sure he will. I don't know. You're too new here, maybe you've seen. Intrusion, no. Strange men, strange shouting. Books. It's silly. But silly them. This is not the library, that is on the other side of the canal. Where's Albert? I'm so tired of reading.
can I help you, my lord?
Need something. I have this medal from the war with Venice. Perhaps that shall do. Hand me a purple rose. My accident, great. Not a reply. Need something of mother's too. I asked her, but she didn't understand. I would not say, but for circumstance, but she keeps a locket with your father's picture under her pillow. It would sadden her to lose it, but this is important, and I don't know if it's true. And she will get it back. I don't know. Hopefully. Skin around his eyes tighten. Slight change. Did Jarvis say anything? No, my lord. He only asked how she was doing. I don't know how I feel about that. The aid would be helpful. Anyway. Where is the blacksmith? Cool. Questions about the city. Do you know where I can find Devil's Wood? Okay. Ransack? Very concerned. Defenses are down. Shroud is possibly certain. It would be best not to discuss this with your mother. With our security in mind, sir, I have recalled something about the trapdoor. I recollected how Zerg did show me the mechanism works. You should look for an unusual looking wine bottle in the rack and twist it. I found the locket. Let's go into the basement. But before I do that, I'm going to save, because apparently dying in this game is extremely easy and very unforgiving. Father's run. After searching, I found. I carefully twist the bottle. Inventory. Torch. Character. How does one light the torch? Character. Combines with tinderbox. I do not have a tinderbox. So, inventory. We're just going to put you back. Can I not close you? I don't feel comfortable leaving that open. Last thing I need to do is come home and ghouls are eating my my mother and Albert. Afternoon. Evening. As much as I would love to go talk to her, I'm gonna go talk. Stared down by a young, sully-looking man, perhaps 2 years my junior. Good evening, sir. I am Zerves. I know who you are. He ignored my outstretched hand, and you are. So Vit. I know of you, friend younger than me, in an orphanage before I left for school. I say you are my half-brother. He grins sarcastically. Zerves bastard. I know my place, but I wish sarcastically remind me of my father's. Certainly of my father before he flew into one of his fits of rage he performed it. If you are my brother, then I will gladly. Thank you, brother. Tell me of the forest. He paused for a moment. A wondrous place. Give. The ancient places understood most men. I like to keep to myself, so it suits me to work there anyway. Although it's best to keep your wits about you when you're outside the city walls. Have you ever heard of Devil's Wood? You had me suspicious. I have a mystical tree, which seems different every time you look at it. Do you know where I found? I know a place, a clearing deep in the northern forest. It's always dense with a strange fog, which makes you drowsy and not safe. Will you take me to the place where the Devilwood grows? Like I said, it's not safe. Although you are a soldier, I hear, so maybe you're of some use to tight spots. Sure, we'll spend 2 coins. I'd like to get to know you, and the substance is important for my research. Well, I suppose it would be nice to spend some time. You'll probably get killed without guidance. You will have to tell me about your research sometime. So, will you show me the place? Meet me at the north gate in the morning. Make sure to bring a weapon, maybe a friend or two. Home. Definitely not at the docks anymore. Yes. Yes. It is morning. I'd like to get this chapter over with. He said Northgate? He did. Let's go Devilwood then. I was ready to follow directions given to me by Stefan. Walk through the northern gate. Who is this following me? Because that's not him. Bunnies. As we continued, the air, dense green fog, the forest and surface. From every crevice, exotic flowers. And here it was, an impressive tree. Though I could not at present spot the actual movement. Inventory, character. I want this here. Reach my hand, soft bar, soft and yielding, gently. As we moved, clawing at my lungs, my head began to spin. I thought, great tree, I should not have brought you here. But I put a face mask on. I'm fighting a bear. Inventory. Character. Equip the sword. Don't know. He has 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Inventory. Character. Oh, so I can't give him my guns. My turn. And his turn. So we attack, attack, attack. And my turn. Attacks. 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 Definitely says he's stunned. Yeah! Alright, let's get out of here. No, I want to harvest this bear. Just killed Sasha. Character inventory. Better put my hat back on. Did it just eat my... Okay, I was supposed to say, did it really eat my hat? What is this? I'm gonna save. I don't know. I don't like this bubble. As we walk, suddenly lifted his hand, motioning us to stop with his other. I noticed a few moments. The beast had not noticed us. And well, that was fun. Journal. I arranged to call, meet her. Keep. It is still morning, right? Yeah. I entered the modest home. She seemed much older than I remember.
Well now, look who's back in my arms after all this time.
Hi, Zerves, hello.
I'm sorry the house is so unkempt. This boy here isn't exactly the steward of Obst.
Well, this place isn't exactly the royal summer palace either, is it, Grandma?
Look at how he talks to me, eh? I pity the person who has to take care of him when I'm gone. Tough job, I tell you.
I can imagine. Expect that Sybil and all her years of tending to strange plants and curiosities would have insight. Let's just... How's your health? Better than most my age. Old herbalist kit. You know why he tended my father? Quickly. How's the city been the past few years? Uncle's government with firm hand, but he's fair. I really wish this was voice acted. I'm not going to sit here and read every single bit. I'll steer the conversation towards alchemic chemicals, even though I already have it. Well, I do not expect a parent's death, or a child for that matter. I found her second comment odd, not being sure what she referred to. But do you suspect foul play, or if you'll... I cannot say, but the speed of his burial and the... Well, all trees contort their bark. We're speaking of dangerous to find. Do you know where I can find? Oh. Several years, you better sever joining dockers, they're gambling. Zerves is just curious. It is only the subject that upset me, dear. Okay. So I need to find a fire that burns hot enough to produce enchanted smoke from my devil's wood. Capture it in a jar. I'm pretty sure all my jars are used. Yeah. So I need to go buy a jar. Or move the water. Good to know. Academy, place, dock, blacksmith. Dog.
Aye?
I wish to use your furnace. I want to use the fire myself. Why? What for? A lover scorned me. I want to melt something they gave me. Well, everything, really. 35. I have to access my resources in return. Up your furnace. Can't afford it right now. What do you make?
This is a black. Most weapons, some armors. Metal that, do you? Is that so?
Inventory. As much as I like these, 8 turns to reload. I can't justify that. Won't buy that. I need the shovel. You're not getting the sword. I feel like I'll need that. There we go. I have enough.
Aye.
About your furnace. Of course. Alright then, but I'm just heating it up now. It'll be ready if you come back in a bit. You can pay me that. As I left, Ant pushed back me. Why can I not?
Of course we should talk.
He stopped as soon as I entered. My Aunt Mabel showed a brief look of worry, then ignored me. Perhaps
I seem to have caught you at a bad time, Jacob. You deal with your customer and we'll catch up again.
the blacksmith looked at me with fire in his eyes.
Aye.
This evening, meet at Weimer's.
Young Van Elstrick. You forget something.
Journal. Wants me to pay either or blackmail him or break in at night. I'm gonna blackmail him.
Aye.
About your furnace. Afternoon, evening, and they said the docks. Wasn't sure you'd actually come. Thought about it. But no, I had to. I want to explain. There's no need, please. Being able to share the loss of my brother, talk about him as a human, not a bloody war hero or villain. I loved him. I am so proud of what he sacrificed for this country, but he was also a selfish and righteous prick. I can't talk to anyone about that. I can't lay him, his real memory to rest. You listened, you gave me that. It's okay. I told nobody, not even father, about facing my dead sister, being able to talk about it, finally let me move on from it. And when you kissed me, what a fool I was. I gasped and they heard me. Looked at me, his expression was one of terror and anger. I fled, fearing his wrath. Blacksmith, go. Evening. Morning.
Aye.
Out your furnace. I think she let me use it for free. And I think you and Mabel would agree, wouldn't you? You just, as opposed to bulk. I use it, help you injure yourself. Inventory. I need doubles. Hot. Where'd my spoon go? Inventory. Okay. Map. Let's travel home. Spot grave rest. Let us save. I was ready to perform the ritual. I built a small military along with the personal items from my mother. I slipped up in my mouth to warn him just as my mother appeared.
Oh, hello.
What the hell? Digit blundered towards us, oblivious to my shocked expression. The graveness trap triggered a swirling cloud. I felt the presence beyond the grave. Trapped was described so innocently in the book, anything but when the enchanted mist lay lifeless on the ground. Death focus. Together with the guards at the gate, I moved Daedra to the hospital. Taken care of, I returned. Evening. Animation. Okay, so it looks like I'm finally getting on the path. I should check in with Lucas at the school to see what work he has for me. So it looks like I'm finally getting around to actually being a necromancer, and because chapter is animated. However, I'm going to call it quits for here. I'm going to take a little bit of a breather again, and then I think I'm going to give Hearts of Iron 4 a try tonight, since I've played this for, 2.5 hours both times. But so far, I'm enjoying it. The game, I don't know, the lack of voice acting in some parts is kind of annoying, especially since this is a story-driven game. But I can also understand because there is a lot of talking. It is a story-driven game after all. So I can understand that, but it is slightly annoying. Just slightly. Because I don't want to sit here and read for 2.5 hours a night. So, yeah. That is slightly annoying, but I digress. The game is fun. I'm enjoying it. I like games that are story driven. So I will be back in, we'll say, about an hour-ish. I'm going to go clean up the living room a bit before my wife wakes up in a couple hours, and I will be back and I will be playing Hearts of Iron 4. So I appreciate everyone who came out, the 2 bots that were kind enough to spam my chat with links that, well, bots, gotta love them. And as always, my fellow Rexes, take care.